Divorce and foreclosure are probably two of life's most challenging and stressful events, both emotionally and financially. It's a lot. So in this video, we're gonna be talking about how divorce and foreclosure impact your life and how they interconnect. Let's get into it. I want to start this video off talking about some statistics. No lie, in this country, it seems like every year, especially during COVID, that the divorce rates are just continuing to climb, and it's outrageous. Let's check out this statistic right here. Between 35 and 50% of first-time marriages end in divorce, increasing to approximately 60% for the second marriages and 70+% after the second marriage. That's crazy. So the more marriages you get into, basically, you have a higher chance of it not working out. So what happened to it's not me, it's you. Yeah, it must be you, something. It's crazy. Those numbers are insane. So now let's jump into another statistic. The 15 states with the highest divorce rate. I'm gonna start backwards with number 15. Number 15, Colorado. 14, Virginia. 13, Alaska. And there's nobody out there, that's why. Number 12, North Carolina. Number 11, Utah. Number 10, Tennessee. What happened to you doing 10? I see. Number 9, Mississippi. Number 8, Kentucky. Number 7, Idaho. Number 6, Florida. Florida, what's going on? What happened to long walks on the beach and sipping mojitos? Something's going on. Number 5, Arkansas. Number 4, good old Alabama. Number 3, Wyoming. Number 2, Oklahoma. And number 1, what do you think it is? Nevada. Look, hear this from me first. Gambling and marriages, they don't go good together. Not at all. It's crazy, right? And most people, when you're married, you most likely have assets together. And one of the biggest assets that you probably have together with your spouse is a home. So what happens when one of you guys want to go ahead and get divorced? What happens to that house? It goes into I want the house, or no, you can't get the house. And because this person wants the house, you can't get the house, and it's crazy. Credit scores get messed up, lives get messed up. And you hate each other even more. So we're going to be discussing, how to walk away from this situation in a better state and lessen the damage when, walking out in a divorce, and how divorce can lead into foreclosure. So of course, when you get a mortgage, who's responsible for paying the mortgage? The answer is both of you, especially if you both are on the note. Whoever's on the note, the promissory note, have to, pay back that mortgage. You made a promise that you will pay back the debt that you got for the mortgage, so you have to pay that back. Some of the ways you can get out of keeping the house, if one spouse do allow you to keep the house, you can look into assuming the mortgage. Of course, you both have to be on the same page. You can assume the mortgage, and this is some of the ways you can assume the mortgage. You can either refinance. Take out the old spouse. Of course, you'll need good credit. You'll need income, a stream of income, so that way you can go ahead and refinance yourself into the new mortgage. And that's usually where the problem lies. Sometimes most people together are making a good amount of money. Now, the fact that they got divorced, they're the only one, working, and the income is not the same no more. So they might not be able to afford the mortgage payments, and plus including all the other bills that they have to take care of. And I'm seeing a lot of people now falling into the situation where they're behind on their mortgage because they got divorced and the income is not the same. The spouse is not helping, and they're facing foreclosure. It's very challenging, it's very tough, and that's something you should look at, in the process of getting divorced. Not just wanting to keep the house, but if you keep the house, are you gonna be able to sustain and take over the house? So another way you can go ahead and assume a mortgage is by doing a loan modification. When you do a loan modification, the purpose of a loan modification is you modify the term of the loans. Usually now, one of the things that they're doing is taking a 30-year mortgage, changing it to 40 years. What that does is basically lower the payments a little bit, because you're extending the terms of paying it back. But if the interest rates are higher as well too, you might still be looking at a high mortgage amount. Okay. And now, if no one wants to keep the house, then your options you're looking at is selling the property. Especially if the property have equity, both of you can walk out happy with cash in hand. But also, like they said, if you have a divorce lawyer, you go to a divorce lawyer. If someone walks out happy, then I mean that attorney did not do their job. But you know, when you sell a property, both of you can walk out with some capital and call it quits. Not hate each other as much. Another option you possibly can look at is renting the property. If your spouse agreed to give you the property, you can go ahead and probably just rent the house out, cash flow in the house, especially if the mortgage might be too much. Just make sure you check out what the rental comparables around your area and make sure it makes sense, and you could just rent out the property to get some cash flow going. But and that's pretty much it. The most important thing about this is make sure you have the right counseling and the right advice. I would definitely highly recommend you guys sit down with an attorney. At the end of the day, again, if somebody leaves out happy, that means the attorney didn't do their job, but usually it's a never happy thing. But having an attorney can definitely lower the risk of you guys walking out in debt and walking away, in a better situation. So if you found this video to be helpful, go ahead and like, subscribe. More content coming to you like this, and helping you guys avoid foreclosure, and especially in these hard times. So take care, guys, and I'll see you on the next video.